Right, Harsha, you're in the hot spot, and I'm going to say to you, the declaration. Did India leave it too late, or did they get it absolutely spot on?
You're the Ashes winning captain.
I'm asking you from an Indian perspective, Harsha. I want to ask you, did Shubman Gill declare too late?
That's all we were talking about. My gut feel was 550. India got to 550 6 overs earlier. They got a lot of runs at the end, but they got to 550 6 overs earlier, which is when I thought they would declare. Get to 550. Who knows, in those 6 overs, England might have knocked off another 28, would have left 450 on the last day from 90 overs. If you can't defend 450 on the last day from 90 overs. My thought was the moment they went past 550, if you're worried, and if you concede those runs, you go into the opposition dressing room at the end of the day, shake hands and say the drinks are running. But that's what I thought at 550. The puzzling period for me was when Jadeja was batting. And then when Washington came out and all the others, they were still going for their shots, almost as if they wanted a few more runs. That's how it was, 161 there. I thought Rishabh's innings was fantastic. We'll talk a little bit more about Rishabh's innings. But yeah, to my mind, I thought 550. What did you think?
Well, the one thing, I mean, they've got so many runs in the bank that they can attack with catches all day. So that's given the Indian side, and tomorrow they'll be able to put all the catches around the bat. You know, what I don't want to see tomorrow is fielders on the boundary all the time and them spreading the field, because you get that amount of runs and England can't win the game. And interestingly for me, this is the first time really in the Bazball era that England have arrived on day 5 and they cannot win this game.
Yes.
It's impossible to think that they can win the game. Have they got the mindset? And they'll think it's boring because they don't like the word draw.
Yes.
But have they got the mindset and the discipline and the ticker and the determination to bat the whole day out and try and get a draw? If England get on their bus down to Lords, having drawn this test match, it's robbery. Because of the way that India have played, have been brilliant. But if England can scrap and fight for a draw tomorrow, in a funny kind of way, because the Bazballs are so naturally geared towards winning and attacking and chasing, well, it's not possible tomorrow. If they can get a draw tomorrow, I just wonder how that dressing would feel, because they've never done it before, because they've never been asked to.
In fact, my gut feel was that Gill and Gautam Gambhir left it till that late just to tell England, right, let's see your defensive game here. Do you possess a defensive game? Let's see how good at you are at it. I was a little flummoxed by what followed, where Ravindra Jadeja came, and I thought it was really set up to give India more overs to bowl at. Would you have sent messages out saying, Jadu, what are you doing?
Well, they didn't need messages out there because the captain was with him.
There you go, of course.
So they just need to chat. It was clear for me from the way that Jadeja came out and played it. It was like, right, okay, we're just going to make sure that England don't have a chance in this test match. I think what they wanted to do is to say to England, by the way, you keep saying that you want to go for the victories. Harry Brook last night in an interview said, whatever they set, we'll chase. Well, I think Gautam Gambhir and Shubman Gill probably thought, you know what we'll do to England is put them in a really uncomfortable position, a position that they've not been in before, where day 5, you can't win. What have you got? You know, with the way that England play, they're naturally, you saw Ollie Pope back tonight. It was like the old Ollie Pope of about a year ago, where he was a little bit all over the place. He was a little bit frantic. You know, that calmness wasn't there that we saw at Headingley. And that's what happens with some of these England players, that when they're under a bit of pressure and it's a bit against their natural way of playing, they make mistakes. Zach Crawley made a mistake. Joe Root gets a Jaffa. I thought the ball to Ben Duckett was a good delivery. But I think India, what they've said to England is, by the way, you can't win this game. Yes. Have you got the defence?